Hey, Dan, Coach Emilio here with NorCal Sports Network with a video on the San Diego Padres and the talk of possibly trading Fernando Tatis. We'll get into that, but let us first thank our sponsor of this video. That would be Chapman Law Group. Chapman Law Group, located in Marin in California, licensed in all of California. Check them out in the description of this video or give them a call at 415-613-9483. Let them know NorCal Sports Network sent you. They can help you with anything, whether it becomes to personal injury, could be just documents or eviction notices, whatever it is. Chapman Law Group has you covered. All right. Thanks for listening to that part. And please give this a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Fernando Tatis, the Padres are in a mess right now. And why do I bring this up? Because Harold Reynolds brought this up just the other day on the Major League Baseball radio network. And let's just take a look at this article that was put out on the 29th. They've had a disappointing offseason, says the author, who is from the Sporting News. That's his, I'm not sure if I pronounce it right, Alian Mohammed, Sports Illustrated here, or the Sporting News, the Sporting News says the San Diego Padres have a disappointing offseason, and after almost reaching the National League Championship Series, they have watched their division rivals get better while they have not moved the needle. The Padres lost out on Tanner Scott, Jurickson Profar, and Roki Sasaki. Harold Reynolds, MLB's Harold Reynolds, outlined the state of the Padres and their future. He suggested the team should trade Fernando Tatis Jr. to get them back on track. Okay. And Manny Machado, you can't move that contract, or Bogarts, because those contracts are long contracts and they are older. Tatis is only 26, just turned 26 in January, the beginning of January this year. And there's one player, the article says, that can change the whole direction of this organization. And that's quoting Harold Reynolds, and that's Fernando Tatis. And I'm putting him on the market to trade. Reynolds noted that the Padres would be smart to hold on to their pitching because of the difficulty of finding pitching in today's MLB. Tatis would garner a haul of prospects and potentially big league players. Tatis signed a 14-year, $340 million extension in 21. So he will not be a free agent until 2035. That's 10 full seasons. I think it might even be 11. So not only would he net a huge return, the article says, he would open up room for the team to sign other stars. So this is the news out there that, we're seeing that the Padres having a lot of trouble with their ownership group. Sheil Seidler, the wife of the late Peter Seidler, is suing her brother-in-laws for control of the team. Lots of people are calling it a big money grab. It's a mess. And if you watch NorCal Sports Network, we said Roki Sasaki would be an LA Dodger. We actually did a video on it and said when Sheil Seidler came out with the news that she was suing her brother-in-laws, we said, Roki, it's done. Not a chance. And still people thought that he might go to the Padres. You got to think with your head, people. He wasn't going to go to the Padres when the ownership group is a turmoil. Nobody knows what's going to happen. So I put together a trade for Tatis. Now, there's a lot of trades that are options out there, but being NorCal Sports Network and a San Francisco Giants fan, and we're kind of a San Francisco Giants station. We cover them on a daily basis. We cover every post-game show during all 162 of the regular season. And if they were ever fortunate enough to make the playoffs, we would cover that. I don't look for that for a while, and that's why I would go after Fernando Tatis Jr. I don't think it happens. I don't think a trade within the division is likely. It's happened before. In fact, the Giants and the Padres back in 1987 did one of the biggest blockbuster trades ever. Al Rosen, the then GM of the San Francisco Giants, was able to get Kevin Mitchell, Craig Lefferts, and Dave Dravecky from the Padres. And I'm trying to remember all the people that went. Mark Davis went from the Giants to the Padres, where he later became The Cy Young Award winner, Chris Brown, was in the deal, the third baseman. And there was it was a 7-player deal. Keith Comstock went to the Padres from the Giants. And there's one other player that's escaping my mind right now, but it was a monster deal. Now, the deal that I have put together for the San Francisco Giants and the Padres, here's the problem with the Giants. If you looked at their surplus on the baseball trade value machines, they don't have much value. Fernando Tatis has a surplus value of over 142. I mean, that's practically half the organization of the Giants. They don't have guys that have big surplus. And I'm not trading Bryce Eldridge because he's only 20. And I think the Giants need to build around Bryce Eldridge. And so Fernando Tatis would be fun to watch, and he would be a fine. Now, a lot of people are not going to like this trade. I'm not saying it's a great trade for the Giants. What I am saying, it's the only way you can get a Fernando Tatis without giving up Bryce Eldridge in the deal. And here's what the deal looks like. Okay, Fernando Tatis, 142 surplus value. The biggest Giant surplus is Logan Webb. Now, the Padres are going to need pitching because they are probably going to lose Michael King and Dylan Cease because they're both free agents. Logan Webb is signed for 4 more seasons. So you could have Logan Webb anchor the staff, and they can still go for it with Cease and King this year, unless they decided to trade them and replenish their team. But how about this trade? Logan Webb and Tyler Fitzgerald, Camilo Duvall, and Kyle Harrison. That's 4 major league ready players right there. Harrison under team control for many years. Webb is signed for 4 or 5 more years, I believe, at least 4. That would be an excellent situation for the Padres pitching staff. And then you got a couple of young prospects in James Tibbs, last year's number 1 draft pick for the Giants, and Grant McCray, who made an appearance last year at the big league level, and he may be ready for a full-time playing in the major league. So that's 6 for 1. Now, a lot of people say, well, that's not a lot of great talent that you're giving as far as everyday players. Fitzgerald, Tibbs, and McCray, not that great, but you're getting really good pitching you're getting an ace in Logan Webb. You're getting, or at least the number 2, you're getting a top of the rotation pitcher in Logan Webb. Kyle Harrison, loads of potential. And then Camilo Duvall, an all-star in 23, had a rough year in 24, but he's still very young. So this is the deal that I would do. I would love to see the Giants do, because I would love to see Fernando Tatis manning right field every day. And then you put an outfield together for the Giants of Fernando Tatis, Jung-Hoo Lee, and Elliot Ramos. Now you're cooking. And then on the left side of the infield, you got Adames and Chapman. And then when you bring up Eldridge at some point, whether it's later in 25 or in the 26 season, now you've got something to build around. You ask, well, what are you going to do for pitching by giving up 2 of your guys? Well, that's a good question. What I would do if I'm the Giants, you would still have Robbie Ray. You would have Hayden Birdsong. That's 2. Justin Verlander, 3. Okay. Verlander, Ray, Birdsong. You can bring up Carson Wisenhunt, who's a young lefty. He would be the 4th pitcher. Right now, you've got Jordan Hicks. You could use him, or you could go out and sign a Jack Flaherty, who comes with no qualifying offer. And you've also got Mason Black in the wings. And, you could round up a rotation. I would personally, with moving off of those other guys and some of the salaries, Tatis doesn't have a bad salary at all. He's in the mid-20s, and he signed again through 2034, I believe. He doesn't become a free agent until 35. So this is a deal that I would do in a heartbeat, even though it would hurt to move off of some of those guys like Webb and Harrison potentially could be very good. But it's a trade that helps the Padres pitching staff solves that problem, and they have no problem attracting other players and trading for guys. I mean, they've got AJ Preller there, who's a master at making deals. So tell me what you think, guys. Is this a crapshoot? Again, I don't think it's going to happen. Okay. I don't think the two teams make a deal within the division, but just for fun, I think the Giants need stars. And you have a star that's signed. You're not going to be able to probably sign a superstar to come to San Francisco unless you change the dimensions of the ballpark, which I've talked about. I would do that in right field. I would take Triples Alley and I would take it from the third archway with the 365, and I would put a 7-foot fence and make it around 385, the deepest part of right center field, and tie that into the straightaway center at 391. Now you've got left-handed batters hitting bombs, and you can attract future stars. The Giants need stars. And if you're not willing to sign them in free agency because you're afraid they're going to walk, because you don't want to give away opt-outs, and you're not going to be able to get some of these stars in free agency, and you're not drafting and developing well, you've only got Bryce Eldridge, go out and get a superstar. You know what? That's what you got to do, I think, because that's the only thing that's going to help this Giants team start to have some exciting players and win on the field. Imagine Tatis, Chapman, Adames, Ramos, Jung-Hoo Lee, and Bryce Eldridge in the lineup. Now you're cooking, guys. Tell me what you think. Comment below. We do read the comments. We try to get back to them. Also, guys, Better, BETR, the official daily fantasy sponsor of NorCal Sports Network, right up there in the top right-hand corner. Download the app on your phone and put in the promo code NCSN for a deposit match of up to $250 plus a free pick. Better. It's a fun thing to do. I do it, and it's a lot of fun. You get to pick different things. It's parlays and all kinds of things. Go out and download that or click on the link in the description and have some fun with that. All right, guys, thanks for watching this video. Comment below, and we will see you on the next one. Take care, everybody.